So you all know that we are building our portfolio in the world of Python, especially for people who are new to the tech world and people who are aspiring to be data scientists, data analysts, GenAI engineer. So here we are building our portfolio in the world of Python. And today we are going to discuss about the content where we can use Python to deliver visualizations, stories, your insights. This is where the fun begins, where your data gets converted into a beautiful art. So to do that, Python allows various packages. As you know, in our previous sessions or in recordings, you might have seen that, we have used Python packages like pandas, numpys, stats, math. And similarly, we have something called Matplotlib, Seaborn, Plotly. What these packages do, they allow us to play with our data, convert those boring data into beautiful charts that conveys an amazing story. So today, you and I are going to learn about these charts and visualization in Python. We are learning about packages that can help us convert our data into beautiful visuals. So for that, I'm using a package called Matplotlib, which again is a wonderful package that can convert our data into charts, right? NumPy that can deal with mathematical operations. So I'm calling an alias on Matplotlib as PLT and an alias on NumPy as NP. So you must be wondering what these data points are going to do, right? So if I show you, I add one more cell here, add this and run it, right? So you see NumPy.linespace has created numbers. How many of them? 100 of them between 0 to 10. Randomly generated numbers. Then I'm passing those values to a function, mathematical function, Sine function, and saving them in X and Y variable. So on X-axis, I have 100 numbers starting from 0 to 10. And on Y-axis, I have sine of that, like sine of 0, sine of 0.1, sine of 0, 0.2, like all those values. Then using Matplotlib, I'm defining a figure, right? You see this figure? It's of length 6 and 4 height. Then I'm saying plot a chart with X data on X-axis and Y data on Y-axis. Label it sine X. You see this label, sine X, and the color will be blue. Title of the chart is basic line plot. X label is X-axis, Y label is Y-axis. Legends are drawn here. And then convert it into a grid, as you can see, the tabular form, and print show. So when I run this cell, it generates a beautiful chart for me. Now imagine you have data like age versus salary, engine size versus speed of the car. I can pass those values here and convert that into a beautiful visual. That's not the end of it. We have more. Then let's make complex charts. What if you have some, intensities? You have multiple dimensions of data. So we have an advanced package built on top of Matplotlib called Seaborn. Seaborn is again a package that is being imported as SNS. Seaborn is a way more complex package. It has its own data sets also. As you can see, I have imported a data set. Remember in our last class, we converted our data into data frames, right? So this is my data frame, pandas data frame. You remember head, tail, we talked about this in the last recording. So what I'm doing is loading this predefined data from my Seaborn package, load data set called tips. Then I'm plotting 3 charts, a distribution chart, a box chart, and a heat map. For each chart, I'm writing 4 lines of code. Defining the area that I want for the chart. It's a histogram with data coming from tips, data frame, and a column name, total bill. Kernel density estimate true, and the color is purple. Title of the chart is distribution of total bill. Let's look at this chart. It's a histogram, we all agree. Kernel density estimate is this line, which gives it a normal distribution curve, how the data flows. And the color is purple. With the title as distribution of total bill. And PLT show means it is telling my compiler to print that chart. Second, again a new figure of length and breadth. It's a box plot. What's a box plot? It helps us identify the minima value, outliers, to a maximum value with outliers. And it gives me a range of my data. Helps me identify the median, my distribution of my data, whether it's right skewed, left skewed. We can identify a lot of things with it. Generally, it is used for outlier detection in machine learning. So on x-axis is the number of days and y-axis total bill. Data frame tips, and palette is the color, density, and the format, and all of those things. Title remains box plot of total bill by day. Look at this chart. On Thursday, the bill starts roughly from $8 till goes till $40+. On Saturday, the sale comes as low as $2 and it goes above $50 also. So see how visually I can compare my sales. Obviously, the sales are good during weekends, but the range is high. There are certain transactions which are very low and certain transactions which are extremely high. That's the beauty of your visualization. And the last chart is correlation. Correlation tells me how one column is correlated with other. Correlation and statistical things you will learn in the stats classes. For now, consider it when something grows together or in a reverse fashion, correlation can capture that thing. As simple as that, if I keep on increasing the engine size, the mileage will come down, negative correlation. If I increase the engine size, speed increases of the car, positive correlation. And then there is a case of no correlation. But those things you will learn in stats class. So I'm using data frame, calling the correlation function only numerical columns because correlation is for numerical data, and passed it from a heat map. You see this thing? Annotation true means give me the degree between correlation values is between -1 to 1. Okay, and these are like color and the format of the text. So see the heat map, how the numerical columns are related to each other. Are they positively related, negatively related, or no correlation? In our case, everything is positively related. So that's the Matplotlib and Seaborn. Then we can do some formatting. That's not the end of it. We can use some predefined styling. Just like in web development, once a basic website is done, you improve it. Like, you add some fancy visuals and all that thing. So here also I'm adding those things. I can plot a line chart, one on top of other. You see, 2 line charts, sine and cosine. You see the sine curve and cosine. So I can plot 2 charts on one chart also. Sometimes you have to compare sales in Germany versus sales in France, right? So I can do that also in the same chart, right? I can even add annotation on top of it. Look at here, the second chart. You see this? I'm adding an arrow button. That also I can do using the annotation keyword. It allows us, sometimes in presentations you might have seen, people are pointing out, okay, this is the month where the sale went down. This is the month where the sale goes up. This is how through Python you can add those fancy visuals on it. That's not enough. The real world has amazing data in terms of time series, like stock market, gold prices, GDP, petroleum costs, crude oil prices, and whatnot. So I'm creating a date using pandas, which will start from 1st January 2024 till February March, 1st March, and the frequency will be day, like every day, 1st January, 2nd January, 3rd January till 1st March. Then I'll randomly assign a random number for each day, which will be a cumulative sum, like the previous number, add on, random number, keep on adding it, and convert these two into a dictionary, key, value, key, value. This is the key, this is the value, this is the key, this is the value. Pass that dictionary into a data frame and convert this into a data frame, pandas data frame. Now I have created a random data, converted into a data frame, and then plotting a chart. See, time series data with random values. Cumulative sum means whatever the value was there, now I'll add it. It could be negative also, right? I'm generating a random number here. And eventually a time series data has been generated. I mean, I can do this through Matplotlib also, and I can do this using Seaborn also. See? So as of now, you have the capability of converting your boring data into amazing visuals using packages like Matplotlib or Seaborn. This is what we use Python for, right? To make our life easy. Right? Now, you must be wondering, all these charts are dead, right? I mean, they're two-dimensional, non-interactive charts. I mean, they are beautiful. They are telling a story that serves the purpose, but can I get an interaction? What if I put a hover over my mouse here and the values come alive? Don't worry, we have a solution for that too. There is a package called Plotly, which makes interactive charts. So I'm importing a package called Plotly, px, a Plotly chart, pio. I'm rendering this notebook to make sure it is able to interact, and then building a scatter plot. Data frame name, x-axis, y-axis, color, size, and title. Everything in one function as a parameter to my scatter plot. And I'm doing show. Look at this chart. See, if I hover over it, it tells me it's Sunday, bill was $20.69, tip was 5, size was 5. Isn't it amazing? Right? So you can make an interactive chart like this. Similarly on time series, look at here. The previous time series was dead, right? I couldn't figure out. I have to eyeball here. Like, what is this value? I don't know. But look at this chart. Same. Plotly, line chart, data frame name, x-axis, y-axis, title of the chart. And it is making an interactive chart here. Isn't it fun? Just imagine you convert your data into such visuals and go to a presentation. Use them in slides and tell them what is the business doing good, if their business is doing bad, and how amazing it would be through coding. And that was the agenda of our today's session. Right? So I hope you enjoyed this thing, the world of Matplotlib, Seaborn, and Plotly. Right? So go out there, play with these notebooks. You will get the access to these data. You can run them on Google Colab, Anaconda Jupyter Notebooks, or Visual Studio with Python Interactive enabled. And if you have any questions, queries, come reach out to us. We'll be happy to teach you, interact with you, grow with you, and collaborate with you. Until then, I'm Jayant Mahara, and thank you very much.